Angelina. I'm from Ukraine, from Odessa, and my whole family there. I've been studying for 5 years in Leicester in DMU, so I did my master degree here, and now I'm doing a PhD in DMU as well.
Right, and so what's the situation with your mum? I understand that you've been caught up in the Ukraine situation, so could you just tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so when the war started, she been in Kiev, she living there. So in a few days she tried to escape of Ukraine, but it was kind of difficult because too many cars and no petrol and everything. So probably after 5 days she just can't escape it because the queue in the borders was around like 60 hours to wait. So now I came to her to Romania when she get there, and then we drive with her for 24 hours to Belgium for the application center to apply in UK. And it was so we applied on 7th of March, and on 11th of March we go to the Belgium application center, and we was thinking that in 24 hours we will get response, but still it's nearly month now, nearly the month will be.
So can you just tell us how, from your perspective, what it was like when you heard that the war had broken out?
I didn't believe in the beginning, so just like it was so my life is changed so much. I think my life was from how it was before the war and how it's now. It's fully changed my mentality at this moment, and each time when I think that I already feel a little bit better, my mental health is feeling better, and then I see the news. I don't know if you see the yesterday news about Bucha, and yeah, it's just getting worse when I look in the news.
Right. So you're not actually there, but it's affected you.
Yes, it's affected everyone, every Ukrainian people, in I think around the world. I remember when on 24th February the war started. All people who I spoke with didn't eat food, and when people and me too, I didn't eat for a few days because I don't want it, and everyone said that you need to eat, but I couldn't. I felt guilty because I am in safe place, and a lot of the people in Ukraine is not.
And were your first thoughts for your mum then? And
of course, yeah. It's just first these 5 days in the beginning was a nightmare when she tried to escape from Ukraine, and when she didn't have internet and connection in like 2 hours, and we was started to panic, and that was terrible time. Yeah.
So at the moment she's in France.
Yeah, she's in Calais. She's still waiting for the visa. Yeah.
And what do you think? What are your feelings? Do you speak to her every day, or?
Yeah, of course. I speak with her every day, and it just I think when these hard times, better to be with the family together, and because I have here some friends, some people who I know, but my mom she's alone in another country where she don't speak French, and it's so difficult for her mentally, and yeah, very hard.
Could you just tell us a bit about the relief you felt when you knew that your mum was safe?
Yeah, I felt like when she called me, she was crying, and she said she gets there, and there we didn't have any plans what to do next. We just thinking she need to cross the border as soon as possible, and then she started to cry because she's safe, and we did it, and she did it basically, and yeah, I felt better. I feel like so much. Like I think my mother said what she feel at this moment. It's not so stressful for her to be there. It's more stressful for me and for all of our family to know that she is alone escaping from Ukraine, and how we was in stress every time checking every minute checking the phone. And yeah, I feel a little bit better, of course, inside. Yeah.
So what's the first thing that you'll do when you actually see her in the flesh?
So you mean when I see her in Romania, or when she will come here?
When she comes to this country eventually.
Oh, I think she will be staying at mine, and we just be at home for a few days, just being like maybe just having watching something, be together, and yeah.
And show her the sights of Leicester.
Yes, of course.
Place to
She's been in Leicester before. She liked it, of course, yeah.
And for you personally, how has it affected your studies?
It's very affected it because, as I told you, my PhD was the hotel industry in economical disasters in Ukraine, and I was thinking that I need to change it, so I totally changed the topic. It's still hotel industry, but in war conditions. So I just started to do a new way, and it's still hard because I need to check the news and everything, but on this side I understand that I'm making something for Ukraine. I feel a little bit better because I wanted to show that what the situation happened and how it's showing. It will be in my PhD one day in a paper that we know that it wasn't real, because some news saying that it's not the war and anything like that.
So the PhD was, what was it before?
Hotel industry in economical disasters, and like comparing UK and Ukrainian hotels. So it was this topic basically.
Right. So then you've asked to change it to
Hotel industry, hotel in a war condition in Ukraine.
Right.
Yeah.
Was that something that you just felt like you just had to do then?
Yeah, I just saw the situation with my mother. Her journey is affected by a hotel as well. Was I can tell the story. Yeah, just the hotel is playing a very big role in war conditions. It can be the refugee house. It can be the in Kiev, for example. Now it's for publicity, so the journalists staying there. And everything is happening there now. Yeah.
So what kind of things will it explore, the new direction of the PhD?
It will be showing how the situation in Ukraine, how the economics in hotel industry and everything affected, how the hotels been working in the war condition is as close, because if we're talking about site near the border Russia, of course they're all closed, but if we're talking about Kiev side where it's more, can't say safe, but it's still working. So how, for what purpose a hotel is working for, and how they still can pay for people's salary and everything when they didn't have any income at this moment.
So you obviously feel like this is very important work, more important than it was before?
Yeah, oh, definitely, yes, definitely.
So would you say that your life's been turned upside down, kind of?
Yes, yeah. I find that so all the like problems maybe that I had before, it's not problems anymore. I feel like, so in the beginning of the war, I feel very guilty because I'm not there in Ukraine, and I think that all Ukrainians in the other countries feel the same, because they are sleeping in the bombshell and we're sleeping in the bed with all conditions, and it's making us like very terrible inside. But then I realized that I can do something here, so we helping volunteers to get the humanitarian help, to donate to people and all the stuff. I helping Ukrainians who try to go to UK as well with applications that they can, what they need to write, because I know English basically. Trying to get some sponsors. Like, I feel like I need to do something, and this is the way how I can support Ukraine at this moment.
So you feel quite helpless in a way, but then you know that you can do your bit.
Yes, yeah, I think that every people can do something a little bit for everyone. Like, for example, my mother, she have a business in Ukraine. It's she has a small hotel as well. So that's basically what I wanted to do, hotel industry in Ukraine. And she have a few property in Kiev as well. And that was amazing how people... So I didn't close the Airbnb because we didn't think about it at all. And then we saw that 5 people booked it on like after a week of the war, and we didn't realize that it will be. So I started to message them, said, sorry, it's not working. And they say it's just for, we wanted to support Ukraine. And that was so surprisingly how every people trying to help as much as they can. And I realized that everyone, if they can do something, it will be some support words. It doesn't mean money, support words or anything that will be helpful, I think, in this situation.
So she's had to leave behind 5 hotels?
No, she have a small hotel and a few properties to rent, basically. Yeah, small one, yeah.
And what's the situation with the dog? You mentioned the dog.
Oh yes, so in Cali they're not allowed big dogs in the hotels and apartments. So now she stays. She didn't have a choice. She just very tired. For her drive at this moment, I feel that it's hard for her because she remember how she drive alone from Ukraine to borders, and I can imagine what she felt at that time. And yeah, just each time when she's driving, she's just getting her very tired. So yeah, for a few days I tried to take the dog, but the problem is that the only one option to take the dog is by car to UK from France or by flight. By flight, unfortunately, we can't because he's too old for it. He's 10 years old and he never flies, so I'm worried about his heart because it's quite stressful for the dog to fly. And another one is by car. I don't know why they didn't allow pedestrians on the ferry, because before I know that it was allowed to go pedestrians on the ferry, and now they say only cars. And unfortunately, I don't have a car, so trying to find volunteers who driving from Kala, try to find people who go there so they can take the dog and bring it to me here, so I can take it. Yeah, we're just still looking for the options.
Have a lot of people had to leave the pets behind there?
All people who I know, they take the animals with them, but maybe there's some situation when people let them. But as all I know, that a lot of people with animals with now in France everywhere.
And you said you're suffering with your mental health. I mean, would you think it will be better when you actually are reunited with your mum?
Yes, definitely. One of my hard problem, I think, I know that she's with me, she's protected, she can, because to be alone in country where she don't know anyone, and I know everything here, because in France, she had now some problems with her health because of all the situation, and in France they not allowed her to go because she don't have insurance. So I was waiting as soon as possible we get here, we will help her in hospital and everything.
Do you know when you'll possibly see her again?
So I saw her. I went to the last week to her when I had days off for a few days, but I'm working so I came back. But I hope that it will be soon. We'll be getting there. I tried to call government.uk many times, but they say just check in the mail. So.
And what's your message to her if she sees this?
I just will be so happy. Just my mom said she will dancing probably. Yeah.
It must be quite. Do you think about it at the moment when she's actually here in Leicester again? And yeah, it must just really fill you with joy to think about that.
Yeah. Because to be honest, we don't plan anything yet what to do, because when we try to plan, it's just because if we know that it will be takes a month to wait, maybe we can rent my mother something. So because we think that every day will be changed, so we had booked her Airbnb all the time every day, and it's also very expensive, and we thought that maybe it will be better to book it in a month. But how we know if it will be next date? You will get the message and she will not stay there.
So would you say that this has affected every area of your life? Will it affect it forever now, would you say? It's one of those moments.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, I think for everyone in Ukraine it will be very effective, and mentally I can't imagine how they feel in Ukraine now. I can't. I spoke with one of my best friends in Odessa yesterday, and because there was bombing Odessa a few days ago. And when I spoke with her, say how you feel and everything, she said that she's okay. She's just trying to be strong for her family. And this air siren started to work that I can hear, and it was a terrible feeling that they go every they don't know, they can't take shower because they don't know when the air siren will work, and that's so terrible because you need to go to the basement or to go to the corridor and everything.
So it's changed the direction of your life,
fully,
and everything, really.
Yeah, it changed everyone as well. Yeah. I think at this time you just need to be with speaking with your friends, family, to get, if they in Ukraine, just try to support them, or just speaking, and yeah, try to be close as much as you can with your friends if they're here or somewhere else.
And what's the main thing that you've taken away from it that you've tried to see? Well, it's hard to see positive, isn't it? But you said that it makes you put everything in perspective. And
Yeah, just I find that that I don't really thought about my future in. I was thinking about my future another way. Now I feel it differently. That I wanted to do something in my life that I can help people. I can do something to improve their life. And when the war will finish, I will try to make as much as I can to help the families, and will be volunteers to build their houses that was removed and everything.
thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Thank you.